Another fine specimen to bring to your attention here this morning. This morning being Monday morning in Ireland. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, whatever you're doing, I hope it's nice. Welcome to No Risk, No Reward Media. I try and cover what's going on north, south, east, and west, and even in the middle of Ireland, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to get to the bad and the ugly very, very soon. This specimen, Martin Gembicky, who threatened a GARDA, lunged at her and called her honey bun. Yes, along with a series of threats that he made, and was caught with a knife and a lock-picking kit and threatened to get his mates over from the mainland in the UK to sort her out. Anyway, we're going to see what he's been up to. But yesterday, there was another massive protest in Dublin, an anti-immigration, anti-government protest in Dublin. I'll bring some kind of a breakdown on that at some point today, either a standalone video or probably a live stream later on tonight. Not just looking at people who have assembled, but more so now what is going to be done going forward. Are any political solutions in the pipeline? What is the next steps to build on the momentum that's coming up from the grassroots in nationalism in Ireland? So that will be coming along later on today at some point. But I just thought I would set the ball rolling for this week. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of news to be covered this week on this channel with Martin Gembicky. And there he is, standing looking extremely smug outside a court after calling a guard a honey bun and threatening to sort her out. Yeah, threatening to sort her out before lunging at her. So he's a Slovakian and living in Seville Place, Dublin 1. He has denied the charges. Now, note the reporting of this. Note the reporting of this. As the article progresses, additional things are slotted in at the end, rather than, I believe, things that you've been first and foremost in regards to the reporting this. So I'm going to make sure that they're looked at, and I'm going to make sure that they're highlighted. And of course, if you find this content useful, if you enjoy this content, cut and paste the link, share it with friends, stick it into Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, Instagram groups, email lists, do whatever you want to do, but let people know what's going on, let people know who's doing what. So the details, this is a cybersecurity expert. Well, he's an expert, all right, but I'm not so sure about the cybersecurity. Called the guard a honey bun, threatened to sort her out, lunged at her, grabbing her patrol car keys and trying to get her baton in a frightening struggle. You know, maybe this highlights other issues as well. How the heck could someone attack a guard and actually take their car keys, their patrol car keys off them, as well as removing their weapon? Was it a training issue, a lack of training issue? Was this guy just super skilled because he's an expert? Remember, looks like he's an expert at assaulting Garda Síochána. The Garda was on duty in Dublin city centre at Christmas. Christmas passed, and had asked Martin Gembicky, aged 38, to stop loitering, when he reacted violently, leaving her in complete and utter shock. So that shows the type of character this is. Excuse me, could you please stop loitering? I'll sort you out, honey bun. And then he lunges at her, tries to steal her baton and nicks her patrol car keys. Says he'll sort her out. What a charming man this is, eh? God help his wife if he has one. Or his girlfriend, or maybe even his boyfriend, I don't know. The Garda was on duty, and he reacted the way that he did. Judge Michelle Finnan found him guilty of obstruction and threatening, abusive and insulting behavior, saying Gembicky, who is a linguist, so he's a linguist and a cybersecurity expert, as well as being a woman assaulter, female Garda assaulter, got the wrong end of the stick and misinterpreted what was going on. So this is the judge said this. So he assaulted a guard, He stole her car keys for a Garda patrol car. He tried to take her weapon off her. He threatened her. He referred to her in a derogatory term. I would imagine it wasn't a term of endearment, calling her honey bun, and then said he would get his mates over to sort her out. But that was, he's misinterpreting things. I thought the judge should have been on the side of Garda Síochána, not the linguist cybersecurity expert from Slovakia. Look at him, defiant, with his fingers raised. She told him to pay €2,000 to a Garda charity and then adjourned the case at Dublin District Court. €2,000 to a Garda charity and adjourned the case. So this is still ongoing, but you know, the most important takeaway from all this, folks, is that he got the wrong end of the stick. When he was asked to move on, stop loitering, he got the wrong end of the stick and attacked and obstructed the female Garda. People were loitering outside Circle K, and when respectfully told to leave, Gembicky called the Gardaí, there was more than one, effing assholes. Lovely chap, eh? And refused to move on. Obviously, the Christmas spirit was flowing through him, or spirits, as the case may be. So he verbally abused him. He refused to comply. The female Garda said Gembicky referred to me as honey bun, and he would effing sort me out. What did he mean by that? What did he mean? She was not sure what he meant by that, but she was in a lot of fear. He lunged at her, shoving her against the door. Gembicky tried to take the baton from her utility belt, which fell off. He then took the car keys off her stab vest. Her colleague pulled Gembicky away and struggled with him. You know, this raises questions too. If this guy can remove the keys from a guard's stab vest, try and remove their baton from their utility belt, and actually manage to remove the belt from the Garda before a colleague pulled Gembicky away and struggled with him, you know, why did there was at least two guards, why did they let it get to the position that he was able to assault this female Garda, remove her weapon, remove her belt, and steal her car keys from her stab vest before he was apprehended? Maybe he was super skilled and very physically gifted, I don't know, but surely that should raise questions as well. What if he had taken the weapon and used it on her? What if he had driven off in the car and injured or killed someone in a fit of rage? I'm just saying, how did it get to that point? Listen to this. After he was arrested, he threatened her and said he had interesting friends in the UK that would sort her out. So surely that's some kind of threat to do physical harm to a member of Garda Síochána. Surely that deserves a hefty sentence, not just getting the wrong end of the stick. He claimed the female Garda had told him to stop talking to beggars and was aggressive and rude to him. He maintained she lunged at him to stop him, recording her on his phone. Then the other Garda wrestled him to the ground. Listen to this. Gembicky was also found guilty of unlawful possession of a knife. So this is a knife crime potentially as well. He's found guilty of unlawful possession of a knife. That's a knife crime, which he claimed he had as a survivalist for picking mushrooms. Okay, we'll have to give the guy credit for this one. Jack Inori. Remember that? Jack Inori tell a story? Or what's the story? Balamori. This guy should be a TV presenter for Balamori or Jack Inori. Yeah, caught with a knife. Oh, I'm a survivalist. I'm a linguist. I'm a cybersecurity expert from Slovakia, but I'm also a survivalist. And I need this to pick mushrooms. You know, I'm not a mushroom picker myself, but I would imagine if you were out foraging in the forest, you can just lift them out of the ground. You don't need to cut them with a knife, do you? And they also had a lock picking set. Okay, which he maintained was for a hobby. Okay, let me ask you a question, listener. How many of you are lock pickers or use a lockpick set as a hobby? What's your hobby? Well, I collect stamps. What about you? I'm a train spotter. What about you? Well, I like to play football. What about you? I'm a lock picker. Got a lock picking set. I like to go around seeing if I can break into houses. So he had a knife and a lockpick set, which he maintained was for a hobby. Judge Finnan commended both Gardaí for their professionalism and exemplary conduct in the incident. So there you have it. Gembicky. Gembicky strikes. Gembicky strikes. Honey bun. How would you like to be called honey bun by this specimen, whether you're a Garda or not? Knife on him for picking mushrooms. Lock picking set because it's his hobby. Has friends in the UK that could sort you out. So far, he's only been fined €2,000. What a joke. Leave me your thoughts, comments, and opinions below. What do you think? What should happen to Gembicky? You know, will they allow him to keep his lockpicking set? Will he be breaking out of Mountjoy if he gets locked up there? Highly unlikely. Probably get a suspended sentence and his knuckles wrapped. Maybe a bigger fine for a guard at charity. I don't know, but leave me your thoughts below. For now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.